On the unstable SMP, you either aura farm or get marked, so in this video I'll be covering the top 15 coldest aura moments on unstable SMP. At number 15, we have mainpa and flamefrags fighting off such lost reinforcements together. This moment doesn't get talked about enough, mainly because it happened in the middle of a much bigger event, but watching two of the server's most skilled fighters hold a line against incoming law soldiers shows exactly why the blindfold brothers are goated duo. It's minimum aura compared to the other moments on this list, but it earns its spot just for the raw chemistry between two fighters who clearly trusted each other completely in combat. Number 14 is Parrot escaping True Original's position swap using 2 chorus fruit. True Original swaps positions with Parrot right next to a prime Obel strike, leaving him 5 seconds before detonation, with no way to outrun the blast normally. Most players in this situation would just accept the death, since there's generally nothing you can do about an orbital strike on foot. But Parrot isn't most players. Parrot eats 2 chorus fruit back to back instead, and both random teleports land him safely outside the blast radius. Keep this one in mind because Parrot pulls off something almost identical again later in this same video. Number 13. Wemmbu destroys Boostver's headquarters with orbital strikes. After getting hired to take down the valley, Wemmbu discovers it's actually racked up 2 space and gets talked out of leveling the whole thing, but his work against Boostver's actual headquarters is a different story entirely. Watching him drop strike after strike on a fully built base with no hesitation and no mercy is a clean demonstration of why people fear getting on his bad side in the first place. The base doesn't just take damage, it gets erased, and Boostver never really recovers his standing after that. Number 12. Spoke destroys all the Mafia stasis chambers while being actively hunted by Diamond players. While Wembu's team distracts Clownpiece and Foray above ground, Spoke and Mapex sneak into the void beneath a man-made mountain and start destroying every single stasis chamber the Mafia has. 2 Diamond tier players catch them and trap them in Obsidian, which should have been the end of it right there.
They're both on me!
But Mapek manages to disable the Diamond player's own stasis mechanisms, while Spoke escapes using chorus fruit. Both Diamond players end up dying in the void after running out of fireworks. The entire invisible Mafia structure collapses because of what happens in this one moment, and Spoke pulls it off while literally being hunted the whole time. Number 11. Teobald the Bird kills the Ouroboros in COD combat. Teo uses his TNT minecarts at their absolute fullest potential against the Ouroboros, a dangerous law commander, and wins the duel outright in a fight that easily could have gone the other way. He's captured almost immediately after by Such Law and the God of War on Lattice K's direct orders, which is the only reason this isn't ranked higher on the list. Without that capture, this would be easily top 10, since beating a Law Commander one-on-one is no small feat for anyone on this server. Number 10. Clownpiece destroys every Omnos Trial Vault on the entire server. In the Proton video, he reveals he's wiped out every single one of them, meaning heavy cores and maces can never be obtained again from this point forward. Whatever already exists in player hands is officially the last of it that will ever exist. Imagine already controlling the entire nether, and on top of that deciding to permanently cap the supply of one of the rarest weapon types in the game, just to keep his own monopoly even tighter. That's not power, that's just being the deadliest player on the server and making sure it stays that way forever, no matter how the war plays out. Number 9. Wemmbu forces Shoebilly to retreat. At Steampunk City, Shoebilly pops every single one of Wembu's totems and forces him to run with nothing left. No armor, no resources, and no way out. Wemmbu dives under a pipe to re-gear while Shoebilly blows the pipe up around him, somehow survives it, and comes out the other side fully geared like nothing happened. He traps Shoebilly in webs, lands a stab shot that breaks his helmet, and forces him to retreat. The first time Shoebilly has ever been forced to run from a fight, the purple blob strikes again. But before we keep going, I want to ask you to subscribe, because ranking the coldest moments across 3 entire seasons of lore takes a serious amount of research, and it would genuinely help this channel grow. Also, let me know in the comments which moment on this list you think deserves to be ranked higher. Number 8. Wemmbu assassinates Paramount X with one hit. Sent by Arachnid to kill Highwater City's leader before the invasion even begins, wemmbu flies above Paramount X and his gods, dives straight down and ends Paramount with a single mace hit before anyone even realizes he's there. He then kills 3 of the 4 remaining gods, chases the last one down using his elytra and rockets, and finishes him off with a spear. 1 target, 1 hit, 4 gods down, and the entire invasion gets a head start before it even officially happens, all because of how cleanly wemmbu handled this one mission. Number 7. Wemmbu dismisses a 100-player army with one sentence. After his duel with Shubili, Cindercrest sends a full 100-player army led by flamefrags to the spiderweb caves just to deal with wemmbu. Wemmbu tells Flame straight up that the 100 players aren't even needed, since they both already know he'll ban them easily either way. The army actually retreats, leaving only Flame, Lomedy, and Sponks behind to fight him themselves instead of risking the rest. Imagine being so dangerous that even the army sent specifically to fight you decides on the spot that it's not worth the trouble. Number 6. Spoke swims through lava with 5 seconds of fire resistance left. Isolated on a single block surrounded by lava and purgatory, Spoke drinks a fire resistance potion he'd somehow managed to keep hidden through a rushed inventory check early on. He swims straight up the lava stream toward the exit, fully exposed the entire way, and surfaces with exactly 5 seconds of fire resistance remaining before the timer runs out completely. 5 seconds between escaping and burning to death in the middle of Tornadus lava ocean, on a server where that kind of mistake means permanent death with no second chances. Number 5. Spoke pushes Yamato P off a platform and then maces Z mid-air in the same sequence. After escaping solitary confinement and stealing gear, including a mace, Spoke makes his way to Yamato's office and pushes him straight off the platform into the crowd below, popping his totem and revealing his identity to the entire prison in the process. Without missing a beat, Spoke immediately maces Z, killing the Null commander and avenging Vix in the exact same moment. 2 major hits, back to back in the span of a few seconds, with his own secret identity exposed in the middle of it all. Number 4. Newfully saves Parrot mid-air on a flying horse. This is a wild one. In a separate incident during that same hunting episode, True Original clears out Parrot's entire inventory and flings him thousands of blocks into the sky before swapping positions with him again, sending him falling straight towards certain death with no elytra and no way to slow himself down. As Parrot plummets, Newfully appears on the flying horse at exactly the right second, perfectly positioned, and Parrot manages to grab on mid-fall. Remember that Chorus Fruit escaped from early on this list? Well, this is Parrot somehow defying death a second time in the same arc, and this one didn't even evolve a single item he was carrying himself. Number 3. Flamefrags enters the zone and kills Mistral. Now we are into the top 3. Believing Lomedy is dead, a lie that Floatives told him specifically to provoke a reaction, Flame snaps into a technique people call the zone, and kills Mistral in a one-on-one fight, then survives the army's retaliation that follows right after. Floatives fights him after the fact, expecting payback, but Flame spares him anyway, even gifting him Mistral's elytra and mace afterward just to burn them in front of him. It's a moment that shows just how dangerous Flame becomes when he's genuinely pushed past his limit, and also how much restraint he still manages to hold on to even in that state. Number 2. Flamefrags beats toxic players with his fist. During the Toxic Civilization arc, a group of players from Venom's team steal Flame's weapon using pots, fully expecting him to be completely helpless without it. Instead, Flame proves he can win the fight barehanded, taking down armed opponents with nothing but his fist and pure combat skills. And finally, number 1. wemmbu nukes both sides at Capital City. Wemmbu drops a nuke shot directly onto a massive Cindercrest gathering, killing hundreds of players instantly in one single move. He then spams nuke shots and stab shots across the entire city while taunting everyone around him, treating the whole battlefield like it belongs to him, which, to be fair, it kinda does. In the same engagement, he personally maces Separator, Killball the Bird, Parrot, Shoe Billy, Fimada, and flamefrags. 6 major names, all in one fight without slowing down once. He finishes the entire thing by telling flamefrags he'll get his rematch one day, then simply flies back to the caves like nothing happened. Nobody else on this entire list comes close to the sheer scale of what wemmbu pulls off here, taking out both sides of a war at once and still finding time for potting one-liner on the way out. At number 0, the definition of aura farming on unstable SMP, we have eggchan. Literally everything he does is done to maximize the optimal aura gain, and if I were to go on about his aura moments, this video would be 10 hours long. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to subscribe and let me know in the comments which moment you think should have been ranked number 1 instead. And if you want to see more rankings like this one, check out the video on screen.